Hi everybody, I hope you had a great weekend, and I'm sorry I didn't send anything last week, but I was very busy getting your packets together. So in your packets you should have had a lot of projects to do. Your Give Bees a Chance project, there was a rock in there to paint, there was a wishing rock for you to keep for yourself. You had to fill out your passport, and you have to do your t-shirt. And we'd love to see all of you wearing your t-shirts this coming Friday or Thursday, depending on when your class is for the graduation promenade. We hope to see all of you there because your teachers are all going to be there, and we are going to be clapping and cheering for you, and it is going to be a wonderful day full of smiling, sadness, but smiling, because you guys deserve it, and I hope you love your signs on graduation. The first time ever that this class or this school has done something like that, and you know what? I think I might keep doing it. It's kind of a nice added touch. And it's also fun to maybe walk around the neighborhood and see that there are other people in the neighborhood that went to Macalester Plymouth like you did. When you graduate and you see a sign next year at the end of the school year, you can say, hey, Mom, that person went to Mac Plymouth too. And if they're in the yard, you can say, hey, I went to Mac Plymouth. Did you have Miss Penley? Miss Sarah? Miss Hope? So I hope you really like them. So what I'm going to do with you today is I am going to go through the passport with you, because I didn't get to go through the last couple pages with you, and I just figured I might as well just go through the whole thing. And this belongs to Francis, because Francis hasn't picked his up yet. I'm not sure what's going on with Francis, but hopefully he will. So you should all have had a picture of yourself in the front. It should say your name, it should say your birthday, and it should say the school year, okay? And then the first page was Jamaica, and you got to pick and the sea. You got to pick your favorite sticker. There is a picture of Bob Marley, and it says the words we learned were dreadlocks, which is Bob Marley's hair, and doubloon, which is a pirate coin, because pirates lived in Jamaica. And Bob Marley lived in Jamaica, is what it said. Pirates buried treasure there. Seahorses, oh, then we go to the sea. Seahorses have coronets, and they are all different. And sea glass is a special treasure you can find on the beach. I'm reading this backwards, and I think I'm doing pretty good so far. And then you guys got to do a drawing of the boat. I showed you what I wanted, and then you guys you did it your way. And then we have the stamp. You got a stamp for a seashell stamp for Jamaica. Then the next page was the Beatles. They come from England. Mop tops are the Beatles' hair. Cheerio is how you say goodbye in England. And bobbies are what the policemen are called there. It says the Fat Four came from England. Their names were John Lennon, Paul McCartney, George Harrison, and Ringo Starr. Kids chased them everywhere. George and John have died, but Paul and Ringo are still alive. And then everybody got a postcard from Abbey Road, and you got to draw a sunshine. Some of you did a face, some of you didn't. And then John Lennon wanted us to have peace, so we have a wonderful rainbow peace sign up there. All right, and if you have your passport, follow along with me. I should have said that. Next, we went to France. Oh, I'm sorry. The stamp that we got for the Beatles was an Abbey Road stamp. All right, then the next page, France. Bonjour means hello in French. Dandy is a fancy way to dress, like Claude Monet. Impressionism. Impressionism is a new way to paint, right? That Claude Monet painted. Claude Monet and his friends started a new way to paint called Impressionism. Monet liked painting outside instead of inside. You can still go to Giverny and visit the Pink House. I've been there. It's beautiful. I want to go back. And then on this page, you got a Philippe the Frog. Leap, leap. Philippe, remember the frog story we read with the big feet, and Claude Monet let him stay in his home. Big feet or not, I'm not the one that got caught. These legs won't be baked or buttered or fried, but as for you two, I say goodbye. We liked that, didn't we? Everybody got a different sticker, and then we drew Claude Monet's house, and we got some flowers, and we got a kitty cat. Remember Fifi and Fufu? And actually, those stickers are right on top of each other. Francis just wanted to put them right on top of each other. Well, the last passport we got to do together was for the sled dogs. And a lot of you love the sled dogs that takes place here in America. In Alaska, the words we learned were hike. Hike is what the musher says to make the sled dogs go. And we learned about diphtheria. That was the bad sickness the children got in Nome. The Iditarod is a famous sled dog race in Alaska. It starts in Anchorage and ends in Nome, 1,049 miles. And we have the Iditarod to remember the dogs who saved the children in Nome. And we got the paw print for our stamp. I forgot to mention we got the Eiffel Tower for France. And then we have the map of Alaska with Anchorage, green, Nome, the end. We got a moose because remember moose can kick forwards and backwards and they are the enemy of the sheepdog. And then everybody got a postcard of a sled dog team. So this is where we start, where we weren't here together anymore. So I'm going to show you both of these because Francis, of course, has not done his yet. But it says Nepal because that's where Mount Everest is. And we talked about Mount Everest, which is the tallest mountain in the world. And the words we learned were summit, the very top of a mountain, and namaste means hello, peace be with you. And we got a snowflake stamp, and it says Mount Everest is higher than the clouds. You need to wear spikes on your boots and air tanks on your back if you climb it. And if you make it to the top, be sure to leave a prayer flag. Remember the prayer flags in the classroom? And then we did a picture. You're supposed to do the picture. So you got yours like this with the dots on it, the 3 dots. Everybody got a different prayer flag. And then you got 3 stickers to go here for your monkeys from the monkey temple. Remember those silly monkeys that would steal your ice cream or your sunglasses or your earrings maybe. And then you were supposed to draw your picture like this. It started with the 3 points. And then you do the yak and the clouds and the prayer flags, which are always blue, white, red, green, yellow, or orange. Oh, and I forgot the pack on the back, but you guys did. The next page we did was Japan. Japan. And the words we learned, we get the cherry blossom stamp. Ohio, 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 or konnichiwa, which means hello in Japanese. And then we learned the word kawaii, kawaii for cute. And mochi. Mochi is a Japanese rice cake. And the things we learn is every spring, the people in Japan celebrate Hanami, the blooming of the cherry blossoms. It is believed that whoever folds paper cranes will be granted a wish. And people bow instead of shaking hands in Japan. So when people see each other in Japan, I don't know if I said this to you, they kind of do like namaste. They bow. They might go konnichiwa, okay? Instead of shaking hands, we shake hands, well, we used to shake hands here. And then everybody got a sticker of an origami crane, and then a piece of beautiful Japanese cloth. And then you all got the sakura picture, cherry blossom, and you were to color it like this. This is Miss Pemley's book, so I don't have everything in it. This is just my guide for every year. Next, we did Planet Earth. Miss Pemley loves the planet and she loves to take care of it. And we also learned about bees, and we got a little bee stamp for that page. We learned that compost is soil made from food scraps. We also learned that being green means you are good at taking care of the earth. And then we learned about the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle. We learned that walking, riding a bike, or taking the train or bus instead of driving helps the environment. And never leave water running when you're washing your hands or brushing your teeth. Save water. And then we got to do, everybody got a world sticker, and you got this beautiful, beautiful postcard of our planet in the shape of a heart. Wouldn't that be cool if our planet was shaped like a heart? Interesting. I wonder lots to think about. And it says on it, green planet, because we want to keep our planet healthy. And then we talked about the bees and how wonderful the bees are. And you guys had to draw some flowers, and you got 3 bee stickers to put in that spot. I hope you've been seeing all the bees flitting about and flying about, collecting nectar and pollen to take back to their nests. Next, we went to Hilltop Farm, and Hilltop Farm is also in England, like where the Beatles came from. That's where Beatrix Potter lived, and she had a sheep farm. So that's why you got a sheep, a golden sheep stamp. And we learned about the puddle ducks. That is the family of ducks at Hilltop Farm. And we learned the word stout. Tom Kitten and Samuel Whiskers are very stout. And that's just a nice way of saying that, because it's not really nice to say fat, right? So just say stout. My kitten Pip is stout. And we learned that Beatrix Potter was a very lonely little girl. She wrote tiny books about Peter Rabbit and his friends, and hopefully you got to see some of the movies that I sent to you. If you haven't, they're a great thing for the summer or on a rainy day. And when Beatrix was older, she became an award-winning sheep farmer. She won ribbons. She was really good at raising sheep. And then this page, you will see that there is a this is the packet of the chamomile. That's what Mrs. Rabbit gives Peter when he comes back from being in Mr. McGregor's garden. He's very naughty. And everybody got a different Beatrix Potter sticker. This is Peter and his cousin Benjamin. And then it looked like this. You just had 2 brown sticks. Oh, I skipped one. Oh, I skipped the rainforest. I better go back. You got 2 brown sticks, and that is what you had to color. You had to color in Beatrix Potter's house. And everybody got a hedgehog, a chicken, a sheep, a cow, a cat, a pig, and a duck. And that was Jemima Puddle Duck and Mrs. Tiggy Winkle. So you did that, and I skipped one though. Where is the rainforest? There it is. I'm sorry, I skipped the rainforest. So after Japan, we went to the rainforest, and in the rainforest, we learned about lots of different animals, and that's why we have a chameleon there. We learned about the kapok tree, which is that tall, old rainforest tree that takes forever to grow. We don't want people chopping them down, do we? We also learned about Yanomamo. The Yanomamo are the people of the rainforest. And we learned about oxygen. Photosynthesis in the rainforest produces this, and we need oxygen to breathe. We need oxygen to live. A lot of things need oxygen. Plants, animals, people, the world needs oxygen for sure. Bugs, birds. We learned that the rainforest is hot and steamy, and it's filled with thousands of beautiful animals, plants, birds, insects, reptiles. The jaguar is the king of the rainforest, and once it's gone forever. We need to protect the rainforest so we can keep having kapok trees and all sorts of things, because so many things come from the rainforest for medicine and foods and chocolate and coffee and tea that we don't want to not have anymore, right? And on this side, everyone gets a different candy wrapper for chocolate, because chocolate or cocoa comes from the rainforest. You all got a 3-toed sloth sticker, and she cute. And if the zoo ever opens up again, the Como Zoo, go see Chloe at the zoo. And then you got you had two things like this, or I'm sorry, four lines of brown, and that's what you wanted to draw. You drew your rainforest, and you got a couple rainforest stickers to put there. And that is the rainforest page. I apologize for forgetting about that. And then the very last page. You didn't have to do anything on it, but the very last page of your passport is Room Zoo. And of course, instead of a stamp, we have a mustache sticker. Because remember the traveling mustache? You know that it traveled, and I don't know where it is. I've been looking for days, and I haven't been able to find the mustache. So, Dolly hit it really well. So, the words we learned: patient. Patience means being good at waiting. And I made you be patient a lot, right? So thank you. Thank you for learning and being patient with me. The other thing we learned about was hug-a-lanche. A hug-a-lanche is when everyone hugs one person at once, right? So when Jen, the wool maker, would come here, I'd go, let's give Jen a hug-a-lanche. And we'd run up to Jen, and we'd pile on her and give her a big old hug. We haven't been able to do that forever. And the last word we learned about was empathy. Empathy. I cannot stress enough about how important this one word and kindness are to the world. Empathy. Empathy is understanding and sharing the feelings of others. And sometimes we forget about that. Sometimes we see somebody and we think they're being mean or naughty, and we don't know that maybe something else might be going on in their life. And sometimes we need to, instead of say, you're mean, we maybe need to say, are you okay? You don't seem, something seems wrong. I'm your friend and I want to help you. Can I help you? Or if you see somebody sitting alone when you go to kindergarten eating lunch, go over to them. Say, hi, my name's Penalty. Do you mind if I sit here and have lunch with you? Because maybe they're just really shy or sad, or maybe there's things that, you know, they just are different. Maybe they're different. But always have empathy. Empathy, okay? I hope you remember that word for the rest of your life. And then right here it says, always be kind. Well, how does it go? Be nice. Be different. I promise it will change your life. Be different. Be nice. Just smile. I promise it will change your life. So hopefully you guys have been listening to the Spotify class playlist for Room Zoo. Be kind is on there. And then you don't have to be like anyone else. Just to be who you want to be. Don't ever let anybody tell you that they won't be your friend unless you do something, or unless you only wear pink, or unless you only wear your hair in ponytails. If anyone ever tells you that they won't be your friend unless you do something, you say, oh, that's sad, because I really like you. And I just want to be your friend. You know, you shouldn't have to change who you are to be somebody's friend. You be your unique self. Follow your dreams. If you have a dream about doing something like, there's a boy from last year who I met up with recently, and he wants to grow up and have a farm, and he wants to grow vegetables and food to give to people who don't have food. And he is really thinking about it, and he really wants to do that when he grows up. So if you have a dream that you're thinking about, don't think you can't achieve it. Be confident and be sure that you can do it. Everybody can do what they want to if they really work for it. You might have to work really hard, but I know you can do it. So follow your dreams. And lastly, once a Room Zoo kid, always a Room Zoo kid. That means you can keep coming back and visiting if you have a brother or sister coming here, or you can just come visit when you have a day off at school. I expect to see you come visit us because we always love to see you guys. Once a Room Zoo kid, always a Room Zoo kid. And then we have this little quote up here. Roald Dahl is a poet. You may have some of his books. What is it called? Beyond the Sidewalk? A lot of people. But anyway, Roald Dahl is a very, and he's an illustrator, and he does a lot of great things. And I'm going to look this way. It says, above all, watch with glittering eyes the whole world around you, because the greatest secrets are always hidden in the most unlikely places. Those who don't believe in magic will never find it. And that's also what I've told you. Always believe in magic. If you don't believe in magic, it's not going to happen. And when we talked about nature, I told you to always look. When you're out in nature walking, there are always nature's hidden treasures, right? Like wishing rocks and sea glass and bugs and flowers and trees intertwined and leaves and birds and animals. Always look around your surroundings, because you don't never know what you might find. You might find money. Remember I found money once on somebody's lawn? Yep. And the last thing we have is, two things. Everybody gets a rainbow sticker, because your true colors are beautiful like a rainbow. And that was probably the most favorite song played here at Mac Plymouth, and video. And then lastly, we have our three friends, Dolly, Lolly, and Carrie. And they sure do miss you, as I do. So that's the passport. I hope you keep it somewhere special, and sometimes you'll take it out and look at it. If you have a brother or sister who have one from before, maybe you can take it out and look at it together. Yours might be a little different than theirs. And it's just a really special, special thing. So my last video is just going to kind of be wrapping things up, showing you some of our favorite books, talking about the parade, and just saying some general things, repeating some general things that we learned, and lessons I hope you learned. So I miss you all terribly, and I hope to see all of you this Thursday and Friday from 10 to 11, depending on your class. And I'll give you more details tomorrow on that. But namaste. Cheerio.